will be kept confidential, other than if you tell me you're going to harm yourself or someone else. At that point, I have to break confidentiality to ensure your safety and the safety of your peers.
Hey Megan, what's your last name?
Kenny.
There we go. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Alex.
Okay, so what brings you to my office today, Alex?
Well, I guess you can say I've been getting cyberbullied and verbally bullied and physically bullied and everything like that. Because my friends, who I thought were my friends, have been spreading stuff online about me, saying like I'm doing coke and drugs and everything like that. And they also, whenever I try to talk to them and say, that's not true, we know it actually is, why are you saying these things? They just ignore me, say mean things, through my face, and say mean things. And they also like physically push me like in lockers, or rip my clothes, or push me on the ground, or punch me.
How do you feel when you're treated badly by these peers of yours?
Treated bad. Well, I guess I can say I made new friends since then who actually know me and know the real me, that I used to be on the pep squad, I had good grades, and I had good academics, and I was on the honor roll, and very good social life, and everything like that. But since this bullying thing started, you could say that I got kicked off pep squads, my marks weren't high enough. I lost my friends because they're the ones who are bullying me. My marks went low. Well, like, I got C minuses and everything, so. And it just makes me believe that I just don't really want to be at school anymore.
So, I'm glad that you were able to make new friends, because as long as you have friends, you will have social interaction. Do you have a support system outside of school that can help you with this bullying? Have you told your parents how it makes you feel?
Well, I've tried to tell my parents, but my parents, my dad who's a cop and my mom who's a lawyer, they're always busy, that whenever they're home, they're like pretty much eat and sleep and then up and go to work the next day. So I pretty much don't see my parents at all. And that pretty much whenever I try to tell them, they're either don't hear me or they just don't really care, I guess.
So, when your parents are not spending this time with you, do you feel like
I lock myself in my room.
okay, so you feel like no one cares?
Yep, I lock myself in the room and I continue to read all the hateful messages that my former friends say, and that they get shared and like favorited and liked and everything.
I'm not familiar with social media. Are these messages being posted on Facebook and Twitter?
Yes, because there was one on Twitter saying that I did coke. When everybody who knew me know that I don't do coke, I don't do drugs, I don't be a big party girl, everybody thinks I am. And yet they're posting things online saying, oh, Alex just did this, Alex is doing cocaine, Alex is getting drunk.
So, have you been able to confront your peers that are bullying you?
Yeah.
And explain to them that you don't appreciate this behavior because it's ruining your reputation?
Well, yeah, when it first started, I confronted them, and like every time they post something, I confront them about it. But whenever I do, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I actually tell them that, can you guys stop? I don't like it. My feelings are really hurt over this and everything. And they just don't really care. They continue doing it and everything like that. So I thought I'd come to you and see what if you're willing, what you and I could kind of do about it, so I'm able to get my marks back up, so I'm able to get my social back up, so I can just be who I was instead of being this person everybody thinks like that I'm a hothead and a party chick and a slut, if you hear me.
I'm very willing to help you. Have you been able to talk to anybody in the legal field about the cyberbullying? Because that is illegal and there is no tolerance in this school for that sort of behavior, because nobody deserves to be treated that way.
Well, let's see. I tried to talk to my dad, who's a cop. Didn't really work because he's always busy and blah blah blah. Tried to talk to my mom because she's a lawyer. Didn't work as well too because again she's always busy and everything like that. So I decided I'd go see my dad's friend, who is also a cop, and I tried to talk to him about it.
Okay.
And he's like, well, did you try to talk to your dad? I'm like, yeah, he's always busy, you know, chief of police and everything like that. So, like, I even told him, well, like, I've been trying to talk to him. He doesn't listen to me. And apparently he was going to talk to him today and see how well that would go.
Well, I hope that goes well, but if it doesn't, there are things we can do. So, as we're midway through this session, I'm just going to clarify what I hear you saying that you are frustrated by the fact that you were being bullied.
And
you want...
being bullied, not where, because I'm still being bullied.
Okay.
I got hit in the hole today and I got a huge bruise under my arm. That's why I'm wearing a black t-shirt. Because they always hit me in like the shoulder area, and I always get like these big black and blue bruises. Or like they hit me so hard that like sometimes they bleed and it goes like right down my arm. But I go to the back and like clean it up.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. That's very useful information for me. I also hear you saying that you very much want to improve your grades so that you can return to the activities that you enjoyed, such as pep squad and your social rallies and anything like that.
I like doing all those. Plus also too party planning. Well, not party planning, but like planning the big floats.
I like
that too.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. I've been in a position where I've done most of that. So, what have you done in the past to keep yourself on the right path that you want to be on?
Well, I would always focus on my grades. My grades to me were very important because I would focus on them, get good grades, you know, up, marks, up, honor roll, everything like that. But since, like, I was on pep squad as well, that's why I got my marks up as well. But since I've been getting bullied and everything like that, my marks have dropped. I got kicked off pep squad and everything like that because of this bullying thing. And bullying to me isn't very fun or nice because I had friends who were bullied as well, who took their own lives and moved away, and just because they couldn't handle it anymore. They were getting cyberbullied, they were getting physically bullied, they were getting verbally bullied. I even had one of my friends tell the teacher, and she actually put a stop to it. But then a few months later, it picked right back up again. And so my friend ended up moving away because of it. So they ended up moving, and they just got bullied, and some of them went suicide for it because it was at that point where they just didn't really care if they lived or not. So I don't want to be either one of my friends that went suicide or moved away. I wanted to come see you to see if we can get it to stop permanently.
I think that's a very reasonable goal, but I also hear in your voice that you're slightly hesitant to tell anybody because you're worried that it will continue.
Yep.
So
that's why I use friends, because if I do rat on them, then I think they're just going to make it worse for me or anybody who I'm friends with.
Okay, I certainly respect that, and I hear your hesitations. So what about if we were to have a meeting in here with your father so that it could be kept confidential so that nobody else within the school would hear your story?
If my dad comes in, he's always busy. But if that would, then yeah, I would like that.
I think that's a good first step to take, and I'm glad to hear that you're open. So, what are some of your goals for our session?
Well, what I want done is if we can get the bullying to stop, as I said.
Yes.
Because I think anyone who is getting bullied should see somebody and should get it to stop.
I agree.
And also, too, if we could get it to stop, then I could focus back on my grades again instead of being like this not caring kind of girl about herself and about grades and social and everything like that.
Yeah, I think that those are very attainable goals. I think that maybe we should start with the bullying, because I hear that that's the problem that's bothering you most.
Yep.
So once we have a meeting with your dad, and if I have to, I will contact your father, but I will not tell him what we have discussed. I will just ask for a meeting, but I also think that maybe you should talk to him. How do you feel about that?
I could try to talk to him, but whether he listens or not, which I really hope he does, because, it's kind of important and everything.
Okay, so what about your mom? Would you feel more comfortable with the idea of talking to your mom?
My mom's gone for weeks sometimes.
Okay, so we can have your dad come in and see what happens there. We can also, in terms of your academics, how do you feel about the idea of working with your teachers some more and potentially getting you set up with tutors?
I think that'd be very useful to me if we could do that, because it would be good if I can get my marks back up again. Then I could be back on pep squad and everything like that.
Okay, so that is going to be the two goals that we will work together at achieving, because I think those are very reasonable goals and very much achievable. I think that we can be focused on getting you back into a place where your marks are up and you have an enjoyable social life and you start to enjoy the experience of coming to school and becoming your own person, because you are 18, and that's the point where young women develop their own personalities, and I feel like you should get that chance.
Yeah.
So that is going to end today's session, unless there's anything else that you'd like to
Well, I kind of
discuss.
just want to say too that this session's been really helpful to me, and it's made me
Very good.
feel that I have hope, and it makes me just feel confident in everything again. But also too, when I was on pep squad and everything like that too, I had a good social life and everything like that. But since
Yes.
bullying started, it's kind of made me be this different person, and I don't like who I am right now.
I think that once your grades come up, you can go back to Pep Squad, because the people that I've seen on Pep Squad have a lot of talent and social skills, and I think that with work, we can regain those skills so that you can get your life back. So I'm going to make a list for next week, and it's going to be our list of things to do, and every week when we achieve a goal, we're going to write it down so that you can see your strengths and your creativity and your ability to be social and your computer skills and academic skills.
Okay.
But for the time being, I am going to give you a number for a completely confidential crisis line so that you can talk to somebody if you need to while I'm not here, and we will continue next week.
Okay.
Thank you for seeing me today. And thank you for sharing your story. I know that takes a lot of courage
Yeah.
to be that open with someone.
I should probably get that, eh?